Hi everyone, I'm Arglefump, and this is the schedule for my book review channel for June 2023. There's a new Indiana Jones movie coming out this month, so I figured I would read the Indiana Jones series. First book is Peril at Delphi, second book is Dance of Giants, which is better than the first one, I'd say. They both have a problem that it's about 100 pages before the adventure really gets started, and also dating problems. He dates his professor in this one, and he dates his student in this one, and those are both inappropriate relationships. And by date, I mean they do adult activities. Ugh. So, on the 7th, we have Abby's book, which is the last book in the Portrait Collection series. I'm also posting a recap of the entire series, so I believe there's only 6 books in the series, so I will summarize all 6 books. On the 10th, more Diver Wimpy Kid. So, Wimpy Kid number 7, Third Wheel, which I thought was good, and Hard Luck, I believe is slightly less good than book number 7, but I thought it was okay. The next 2 Indiana Jones books. Seven Veils, so that's where Indy gets married to his student from the previous book, and they have adventures finding the lost city, and spoiler alert, she is murdered unceremoniously at the end of the book. Book number 4, Genesis Deluge, where he's supposed to find the Noah's Ark, which is on a mountain. And that's like the last 20 pages. That is like shoehorned in at the end of the book. The first third of the book is all about Al Capone, who doesn't show up for the rest of the book. It was kind of a weird choice in that sense. So, I actually did a compilation video of my Babysitters Club Portrait Collection reviews. So this is a 57-minute video with all 6 reviews, just start to finish. Cool. And then Mind Your Own Business, Christy, which I seem to recall really liking, Babysitters Club number 107. The Long Haul. Now that's a book some people don't like so much, and I understand. I did not like that book very much either. The movie was okay. I think this might be a case where I say I think I enjoyed the movie more than the book. But book number 10 was fantastic. Loved it. It's my kid's favorite. The one kid's favorite anyway. And I can see why she loves it. It's a great one. Then, the next 2 Indiana Jones books, you'll have to see my reviews because these are so weird. This is The Unicorn's Legacy, where Indy has a legitimate good girlfriend who's like the exact age as him. No creepy dating a professor, dating a student stuff. No, it's somebody his own age, on his own ranking, and they're exploring stuff in the Southwest when a villain from their past shows up to steal the unicorn's horn. And then the middle part of the book isn't so good. It's like 100 pages where it's like, oh, skip, and then the ending picks up again. But book number 6 in the series, that's the main reason I started this review series, is this book, Indiana Jones and the Interior World, which is so bafflingly weird. So the premise is that there are people that live on the underside of Earth's crust, and one of them is trying to sell the unicorn horn to Adolf Hitler and the Nazis in exchange for fish eggs. Indy is helped by his spirit twin, who is a magical island princess. It's just super duper weird. I have Hannah Swensen number 26, Christmas Cupcake Murder, which I thought was pretty darn terrible, actually. And then for whatever reason, I picked the Archie Wedding. I'm like, what other book should I post this month? Archie, I'm going with Archie. There are 2 reviews I haven't done yet that are going up on the 25th. They are Twisted Tales, When You Wish Upon a Star, and Blizzard's Wake. And here are the various book reviews that I did last month in May. So in April, I did a review for Encanto. We don't talk about Bruno. So I just checked my library to see, hey, are there any new Encanto or Frozen books that came out? And there are. So Encanto Love is Magic is a simple board book, just highlighting nice things that happen in the movie, like one sister helps another, and mom helps her daughters, and that was nice. Encanto Mystery in the Rainforests is a book that takes place after the movie, where Antonio goes into the rainforest to figure out why there's a terrible drought that's destroying the village. It was a unique story, and so I kind of like that. I like that. As for Frozen books, there are a couple that slipped through my fingers. Frozen Northern Lights, Let It Glow, and Frozen Northern Lights, The Right Track, are both adaptations of Frozen Northern Lights, Journey to the Light. So that's a full-length chapter book, and these are just picture book adaptations. I didn't think either one was very good, but this one is definitely better because it adapts the whole book, whereas this one only adapts like the first 25 pages of the book, something like that, and so it just ends abruptly. It doesn't have all the story, and it got a lot of mean reviews because they're like, whoa, what happens to the rest of the story? Let's see. So, back in November, I promised to read another set of Nancy Drew Files books, the next 10 books in the series. Finally finished that this month. A long-time project, finally finished that. So book number 80 is one where there's hypnotism. Somebody hypnotizes Parker into committing murder whenever a certain song plays. Book number 81, I believe somebody kills a man who's out on his boat. It involves like insurance fraud. There's this mean private investigator who's kind of working against Nancy, kind of working for her, and a surprise culprit at the end that I'm not going to give away. Book number 82 in the Nancy Drew Files series. So this is based on The Ringmaster's Secret. It's basically a rewrite of that book from the original Nancy Drew series, and that made it feel pretty different. Pretty different because it's a rewrite of one of the original Nancy Drew books. I don't think I liked it super much, but it did feel pretty different. And then the next two books in the Nancy Drew Files series that I read are Diamond Deceit. That's George on the cover. George is in this book. She plays a major role. I can't believe it took until book 83 for George to be on the cover of a Nancy Drew Files book. Meanwhile, Bess is, I wouldn't say engaged, but she's thinking about moving across the country to be closer to this guy that she really likes. And she has a fancy job there as well. Nancy investigates the death of an actress. It starts off as the theft of diamonds, but it turns into murder of a famous actress. And then number 84 is one where her dad's friend is running for mayor. The friend is framed for like an electronics theft ring, and then that's upgraded to murder as well. That happens a lot in the Nancy Drew Files series. It's like it looks like a normal crime, but then murder happens partway through. I feel like that's something certain detective novels like Agatha Christie sometimes do. Like, okay, whenever the mystery's all wrapped up, a new person gets murdered, and so the mystery gets to continue. That sort of thing. And so I'm done. As I said, those are the next 10 books in the Nancy Drew Files series that I've read. You can watch them on Patreon. I've got them up for early release for my Patreon supporters. And then someday I plan on doing the next set of 10 books, then the next set, then that's my phone, give me a second. The next set of 10, next set of 10, next set of 10, and that will bring me directly to the end of the series, which is book 124. So that's why I stopped at 84, because that's exactly, 40 books away from the end of the series. Oh, there's a lot to do. Also finished reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. Kind of, there's a couple of spin-off books which I'll be reading in the future, but book number 16, Big Shot, one of my personal favorites. Thought it was amazing. Wrecking Ball, I like that too. I should mention the Little Mermaid number 11, Dolphins of Coral Cove. That book was just an excuse to have Ariel interact with cute dolphins. I'm pretty sure that is it. I think that was the entire thought process behind that one. And were there any other books I read? Yes! One more book I read last month, Garfield in Paradise, which is based on one of the Garfield TV specials where he and John have a terrible vacation, which turns into a wonderful vacation when they meet gorgeous island girlfriends. Yeah, they get girlfriends in this, and there's a bunch of weird islanders too. And that was kind of racist a little bit, so I wasn't so sure about that element to the book, but it was nice to see John and Garfield get legitimate girlfriends even if they never appear again in the Garfield universe. I did some polls here on my YouTube channel asking people what I should read next. People really want me to finish the American Girl Kit series, so I will. There's only 4 books left in the series. It's a short series, just 6 books, and they're pretty short books, so I should be able to get through all of them in a month. People also wanted me to read Goosebumps, so I'll read like the next 6 or so books in the Goosebumps series. Should be fun. It's also a little confusing because I'm at book 27, so I think that's like 1995, and that's when the Goosebumps series started dipping its toes into the waters of spin-off books. So there's more tales to give you goosebumps, or is it 10 tales to give you goosebumps? And there's something called like the Collector's Cap book. I don't know, so that's something I'll have to look into when I start my reviews for the Goosebumps series again, because I do want to read the various spin-off books in addition to the main series. After that, I think I'll read a little more of Sweet Valley Twins, and I do want to read the Club of Mystery series, if only for myself, because I thought the first book was really funny, so I want to read the next 3 books in the series. And I think that's all I have to say about my book review channel this month. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support, everybody.